Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another cooking demo virtual style from the Lebanon Senior Center. Hopefully, in the coming year, we'll be able to get back to our in-person cooking demos and share some good food, some laughs, and of course, some education on food. So today, we are looking forward into 2022. We have a whole year ahead of us, a lot of opportunities to make good choices and enjoy our food, but maybe enjoy it in a healthier way. Today, we are going to do something that's a little bit healthy. It feels a little bit naughty because there's some cheese involved. It's a take on a salad, but with New Year's Eve just a day away, we thought we would do it, present this salad in a fun way. So kind of make it an appetizer or a finger food that you can enjoy snacking while you watch TV or when you have some friends over. So what we're doing is a take on a caprese salad. A caprese salad involves tomatoes, mozzarella, basil, and usually vinegar or in this case we're going to use some balsamic vinegar, and you can certainly do it a couple of different ways. Your balsamic vinegar you can get in a glaze form, so it's a little bit thicker, and that's what we've got. Or if you've just got balsamic vinegar at home, you can certainly reduce it down on your stovetop in a little saucepan, just a little bit, just to get a little bit thicker so it'll stick to the appetizers, more so than just the vinegar itself. In a regular caprese salad, you just mix everything into a bowl, or I've seen it layers of tomato, basil, and mozzarella done in a stack in a row. It's kind of a beautiful presentation. Today, we are going to do it kind of like a kebab, just a little hors d'oeuvre. So we have our cherry tomatoes. We have some ciliegini. I know I slaughtered that to every Italian out there. I apologize. These are little Italian mozzarella balls. They're fresh mozzarella balls. You can get them in different sizes. They've got some really small ones. This is kind of a medium size. And so we're using those. This is what they look like. Just little baby mozzarella balls. Kind of cute, huh? And of course, we have some fresh basil. I rinsed off what I was going to use. If you've got a basil plant at home, you certainly have the option of using your fresh basil. If you don't find fresh basil in your grocery store, you can switch out and use some Italian flat leaf parsley. Totally an okay thing to do. Because unfortunately, it's one of those recipes where ground up, dried up herb is just not going to be the same. You can't really incorporate it in the same way in the appetizer. You might be able to just shake it over the salad to get the flavor if you can't find fresh and it's winter. But this is a great opportunity to use a fresh ingredient. And that's one of the nutritional things. I know during the winter it can be hard to get out. You might be stuck at home, have all your canned goods, or the simple fact that, come on, let's get serious, fresh produce are really expensive. So a kind of a way around that is if you can't use all fresh, do some fresh, do some things that, add at least one fresh component to your dish. It will really bring things to life. It just, umps that wow factor and the freshness to the dish. I do that in a lot of my soups. So a lot of things will be cans or, the freezer section and put together, and then I'll use some fresh herb to really just kind of add a last minute wow punch fresh factor. It really does help a lot. And another thing you can do, obviously, this cheese you might not have seen before. It hangs out over in the deli with all those gourmet cheeses, so it can be a little expensive. So if this isn't an option, the fresh mozzarella, go get some cheese sticks. Go get a couple of those mozzarella string cheeses and just cut them. Cut them down into little bite-sized portions. You could certainly do that. If you're going to do that, those tend to have more salt. So skip the salting part, especially if you're watching your sodium, okay? All right, so for our assembly, you have the option of cutting tomatoes in half. These are so small, these cherry tomatoes. We are out of our summer growing season, so these are a little bit smaller than I might normally like. So we aren't going to cut them in half today. We are just going to skewer them. So with our handy dandy skewers, these are fancy toothpicks. I like the colorful tops to them. They look really cute. So we are going to put on, let's see, I gotta do it, I have to think in reverse. So bear with me. We are going to run a tomato through the skewer. We are going to take some of the fresh basil. I'm going to fold the leaf in half and slide it on there. And then we're going to take one of these mozzarella balls. Just like that. You could sit here, you could do several. You could do a whole little kebab of them. I'm just going to leave them like that, a little bite-sized one. Once again, toothpick. Oh, that toothpick isn't dead. It has a flat end to it. That's not going to work. All right, slide your tomato on. Fold the basil in half. Slide it on. And the baby mozzarella cheese. Okay? And you can do a whole platter's worth of these. You know, a lot of fun presentation could be had for your, New Year's gathering. Then, depending on what kind of salt intake you're doing, you can sprinkle just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. I like it because it adds a little color too. And if you've made your own balsamic reduction, just balsamic vinegar in a saucepan on simmer, bring it down until it looks a little syrupy, then let it cool. You don't want to pour it on hot. All right, since I have mine bottled up ready to go, I'm going to bring it a little closer to the camera. You just take a little bit of that balsamic glaze. See, it does look a little syrupy. There you go. And you can try to drop the bottle. So that is our little Caprese skewer with a balsamic drizzle. That looked all fancy, and you saw how fast it was. Totally easy. It will take just a few more minutes if you're needing to make your own balsamic reduction using balsamic vinegar. But not that long, not really. You don't need a lot of it because a little goes a long way.